Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. As you go into 2024, did you have resolutions not to buy certain whiskeys again?
Brendan, how do you deal with disappointment? And I was wondering why they're asking that. I'm like, they think I'm disappointed a lot? I mean, have I failed so much in my life so publicly that it's obvious that I must be disappointed with something?
So, I'm not one to bash on specific companies. If I find something I don't like, I really just kind of try to keep it to myself. But there were five last year that disappointed me for different varying reasons, and some of them for lesser extents that I may say, okay, give them some time, I'll come back. Or someone's really going to need to share something with me that really approves. And some of them was just, one of them in particular was just scorched earth. I mean, I would literally have to be beaten, tied down, and someone would have to pour it into my mouth the next time I tasted one of their products. It was that bad. So I figured I'd start out with some good vibes. I mean, I've got this awesome Glen holder over here from Baker Drinks. I've got this from Tanner as part of a Secret Santa exchange. I even got my Independent Joe Glen up here. I'm thinking I got some good positive vibes. So this one from Tanner, it's a Lost Whiskey Club. It's coming in at 125.4 proof. Um, it's a local Virginia product, single barrel bourbon. So let me see what this is before I get into this. Because like I said, I just don't like to bash things. But there's maybe a couple in here that just need to be bashed. I don't know. Wow, what a great nose on that. You're getting a little bit of of course, you get some of the oaks, but you're getting a nice floral note, but not like that medicinal floral note. Some butterscotch in there. Oh man, this smells good. Sweet on the palate. I'm getting a little bit of a spice on the tongue. I'm getting some of that oak drying up there on the back. And this is a nice pour right here. Tanner, thank you so very much. I needed something positive to start this because, like I said, I don't like to bash people in videos. I just don't. It's against what I do. But I think it's like a public service when you warn people from things. So this is we'll call this five whiskeys I'm warning you about. Mm. This is one I might have to try to find again. This one's good. So I got it kind of into a few categories. I'd say one is kind of we'll say they're kind of startups into the whiskey world. And maybe they just need more time to develop. And I think I need to be fair on that. So the warning on this for first two is they're still kind of young. Maybe I need to try some of their older products and need to let them get their feet under them a little bit more, and then we go that way. So that would be the two warnings I would give for this. One of them is a local product, and I love local products. But this one right here is a Purveyor Series Double Wood Rye, and there is just something about this that's just a little bit off-putting for me. I know it's a younger expression. It's gonna take some time, so I will go back to their products. I've actually got some of their older products, but this one is a younger product. It just didn't do it for me. There's something that was just a bit off-putting on this. I just couldn't quite peg it, and I thought I saw something in there, but it's just the letters. There was just something a little bit off-putting in there that I just said, it's something that I could pass on for now, but being a local product, as they age more and they get different things out there, I'm going to go to it. But if you're looking for something local in this area, the John Emerald Distilling Company, I would probably go with something a little bit older right now. The rye whiskey finished with charred pecan wood chips just didn't do it for me. And those are kind of things I tend to like. I like rye, so I like some different finishes to them. This one just didn't do it for me. So maybe there's something in the future it'll come out, it'll get better. We'll like it a little bit more. So, like I said, right now it's on my no-fly list, I would say. That, right now I'm not going to let it get into my cup. I'm not going to let it fly from my Glen to my mouth until I've tried something different. Or somebody said, hey, try this sample. Maybe this one you'll like a lot better. But right now it's on my no-fly list. Next one on my no-fly list, and it's the same type of thing. Getting into whiskey, this is a company that does some very good shine, some good flavored shines and things like that. So I'm not knocking them on that. Their whiskey just needs a little help, though. I mean, this is Doc Leonard's 1857 small batch. As you can tell, not a lot of color in there, not a lot that's changed as far as the coloration from the oak in there, parting anything in there. This is from Sugar Tit. Sugar Tit does a lot of moonshine. They're out of South Carolina. Like I said, their moonshine is excellent. I think they do a very good job there. Their whiskey, it's just too young. I mean, I get it's drinking corn for me, and it's not matured corn either. It's just kind of some raw crackling corn. So it's still got a ways to go. Not saying that they won't get better. Just at this expression, at this level, it's definitely I'm in my no-fly zone. I'm not gonna go to it. If as they get older, I would definitely be interested in trying some of their stuff as it gets older, because like I said, their moonshine is exceptional. But I'm gonna have to pass on their whiskey for now. So those are the first two. So the John Emerald and the Doc Leonard's 1857. I'm definitely gonna take a hard pass on right now. Doesn't mean that they can't get back on the plane eventually. Just right now, they're on the no-fly list. There's a company in here that I'm sure some people will tell me what the hell, and I've been pretty steadfast with this. I think that it's good whiskey. I think they do a good job. Just not happy with their price points on it. And like I said, sometimes you have to say there's certain whiskey I won't buy just because of the price. It doesn't match the palate. And that's this bottle right here, or any of these. So this is the Woodford Reserve Master Collection stuff. This is actually one of their barrel proofs at 124.7. It drinks like a good whiskey. I enjoy it. But it's not something that I'm going to say for a 700 ml, at 120, 130 bucks or whatever it might be now. It might be 150 by now. That it's worth the price point for me. It's not something that I put in my mouth and I go, wow, fireworks, unicorns are running around as I'm drinking this thing. It's not one of those things. It's just a good pour. And I can get a lot of good pours for 30 or 40 bucks. So why do I want to throw another C note on it for a pretty bottle? So, like I said, Woodford, I think they do a very good job. I think they have a very good product. Doesn't match the price. So this is another one that's definitely on my no-fly zone. If somebody comes up with something that says, you really need to taste this, it's exceptional, and that could happen, because I have faith that they've got very good people there that will say, hey, you know what, we need to step up our game. This is one of them. Someone gives me a sample and says, try this, and they change my mind. I love when people change my mind. I love when someone says, hey, we done something different, and I like it. They don't have to do it to appease me, but I think that, if you've had the same type of issues with some of the master collection stuff, let me know. I'm wondering if I'm just the only person that kind of feels, nah, the juice isn't worth the squeeze on this one. Tanner, this has some phenomenal sugars to this too. Great mouthfeel, great oils on this. This is one I would have never tried without you, and I'm absolutely loving this. So now there are two on here that they're not on the no-fly zone. They're on my banned list. They can't even freaking enter the house. They can't. Like I said, one of them I would literally have to be whiskey boarded. You'd have to tie me down and start beating me and shove it in my mouth. Actually, probably on both of these. But one of them, I didn't kind of have the thoughts or accolades that I thought for having the other one. So, you ever heard the sayings, big things come in small packages? Lazy Guy 1887 rye. This was a sample slash horrible act that I got from Whiskey Wisdom. Um, they have harped on this whiskey and harped on this whiskey. And even when I tasted it to review this whiskey, I was like, it's got some good rye notes, but it feels like it's been run through an ashtray on like a 72 Olds Cutlass, if I remember right. So, I mean, there is some off-putting stuff in there. There's some horrible stuff in there. I think Matt even used the phrase diaper on there, and not even a clean one at that. So I'm not a big fan of that. This is definitely on my banned list. I will not be trying this again. Something that, just like I said, it may be a young distillery, but someone's really going to have to change my mind on this. Ain't going to happen, ain't going to happen, ain't going to happen. Matt, you guys are right. If you ever want to punish one of your friends, get a bottle of this. I think that's the reason you have this on your bar. You got a brother-in-law or you got a frenemy that comes over from time to time, or you've got this, maybe one of your wives has a friend that's got an annoying husband or a spouse or whatever, and they like to drink, get them a pour of this. Maybe this will be a way to dissuade them from coming over. The last one that hurt my feelings, and I'm sure you guys, if you've watched any of the videos or you watch me for any period of time, you know what's coming up here. $300 worth of shame and guilt and hate. World Whiskey Society 15 year. Man, it's got this cool tater top. I love the samurai cork top. It says everything on there you want to hear on there. It's 15 years, and thank God there was only 650 bottles of this made. This is 293 of 650 bottles. So there's only 649 bottles out there left to disappoint the world. When I cracked into this, I had the expectations that I would see colors and fireworks, and my mouth would be thanking me, and my palate would be like, "You're my friend today." And what I got was sheer and utter disappointment. This was the most disappointing whiskey I've had all year. World Whiskey Society would not get on my palate if it promised me a good time. The only way it's going to get there is if it tied me down and started beating me and someone started shoving it in my mouth in between gasps for air. That's the only way I drink one of their products again. I know I've probably taken a real hard stand on this. They may have some other stuff out there. But man, this was just so bad for $300. And I think the price is playing a lot into this. I've had one pour of this, but I've had people that didn't believe how bad it was that they've asked for pours of this. And I don't think I've ever heard from them again after that. And I guess I probably need to check up on them, make sure they're okay. But that's how bad this was for me. I'm actually going to be putting this somewhere in a blind sometime in 2024. And I'm just curious if my own biasness for the amount of money that I spent on a tater bottle is what's causing all this. But we've got 3 on the no-fly. We've got 2 on terrorist watch, essentially, over here. These 2, Lazy Guy and this World Whiskey Society, banned. I mean, they are banned. I mean, I've got bolos out for them to see if anyone has any of the other 649 bottles. If you just want to, and I don't say drain pour a lot, it's that much to me. That's what I feel about it for the price I paid for it. But maybe, like I said, maybe it's that frenemy or that annoying neighbor that comes over you don't care for, or a friend of a friend who shows up and you just say, hey, I got some of this amazing $300 whiskey, and let them drink as much as they want. Let them do shots, whatever, take good videos, but have a great time with it. But those were the 5 that I've said in 2024. This is part of my resolutions. They will not be a part of my 2024. The first 3, if something exceptional comes out and someone shares it with me, it could change my mind. These last 2, I don't even think that's going to even occur. If someone even shared a pour with me, I might say thank you very much, and it might just sit in a room forever. Thank you for my rambles. Tanner, thank you for an amazing drink. Joe, thank you for this amazing Glen. Baker Drinks, absolutely loving this. This was the positivity I needed to get through these negative bottles. Most importantly, it's Thursday. You're on the downhill slide for the week if you've got the weekends off. If you happen to be working, I hope your work day goes by fast. If you're off, I hope your off time goes by slow and you're still enjoying time with family and friends. I've been having a lot of time with my father. I didn't have it planned this way during this week, but as I've mentioned before, he took a tumble this week, and you guys are awesome in the comments. I appreciate the prayers for him. But even though I had plans that I was going to work on the studio downstairs that I'm working on, I really got to spend a lot of time with my father, which has been a blessing. Even though he was banged up, we've been able to have some good conversations and spend some time together. And I'm probably a little bit I'm probably a little bit worse for the wear there because I hadn't got a lot of sleep. But we've had good conversations because we've spent so much time around each other the last week, and I absolutely love that. And my dad's like, I don't know why you're not so upset about these things, and I'm like, Dad, being upset about this stuff, isn't going to help me. But there's a plan out there. I believe in the plan, and I'm not going to bring that kind of stuff to you. And I'm not going to be negative about these things. You don't want to be in this condition. I certainly don't want you in this condition. So let's have a good time with it as best we can. But most importantly, cheers. God bless. Thank you so very, very much. You all have an amazing day.